House Oversight Committee hearing on UAPs, or unidentified aerial phenomena, will take place on July 26. Representatives Elena Luna and Tim Burchett confirmed to News Nation. Here's journalist Leslie Keene talking to News Nation on the matter.
Anticipate may testify.
Well, I know that the office of Tim Burchett, Representative Tim Burchett, who is one of the people who's going to chair this meeting, is going to have a press conference on Thursday. They're going to announce at that press conference the logistics and the details, and I assume they will announce who the witnesses are as well. I know of at least 3 that will be there. I'm not at liberty to disclose who they are, but we will be finding out very soon.
And in regards to Representative Burchett, he said this about pilots and the fact that they are not lying, he says, about what they're seeing. Take a listen.
We've had actually 13 near-miss encounters. And to think that, we've got a $50 million aircraft and some of the best pilots in the world who are risking their lives, why would they lie about it, honestly? All they're going to do is catch hell from their superiors, and this is ridiculous.
And here's some more of that interview.
Leslie, you've spoken with pilots. Do they have any incentive to lie about what they've seen?
No, absolutely not, Marnie. I mean, you could imagine how detrimental that would be to their careers and their reputation, because if they were lying, eventually that would come out. I think the only argument anybody could make to question what they're saying is whether what they have seen is not some exotic technology, that it could be secret technology that we ourselves in the United States have developed, or possibly some other nation. That is a reasonable question to ask, but I think the idea of them lying outright is just makes no sense at all. It's just ridiculous.
Are the accounts from government officials and your sources consistent to some of the whistleblower statements that we have heard? Do the stories match up?
Absolutely, they do, Marnie. And I think that's what's so important, too, about David Grush, is for people to realize that he is not the only whistleblower referring to these exotic crashed objects that are of non-human origin. I have spoken to witnesses over the years, to people with clearances who have told me off the record the same things. And we know for a fact that others have also told Congress that. And these are people with firsthand knowledge, which David Grush didn't have. So, yes, there is a lot of confirmation from very highly respected and highly credentialed people in the intelligence community and elsewhere who have vouched for what he has said and have vouched for him as a credible and honest person.
All right, so that's some significant news. We have been discussing this over the last few weeks, asking about when we're going to hear from a witness who actually saw the unidentified craft or the remains of extraterrestrial creatures.
Firsthand knowledge, firsthand people who can testify to things that they saw, not things someone else told them they saw, is absolutely what has been missing so far. And I will be looking forward to hearing from them and seeing what evidence they had. To the point of what was being asked of Leslie Keene there, who I think is great, and we've had her on our program too. She's absolutely right that, yes, I accept fully that the pilots don't have incentive to lie. I think even from the skeptical position, it's not so much, maybe someone out there is accusing them of lying. I would not be doing that. I think from the skeptical position, it's not that they're lying. It's just that there are unexplained phenomena out there that we don't have a good answer to, and we don't know. It's that if they're concluding that it's extraterrestrial or originating somewhere else, that's an understandable but just mistaken analysis
or
of what
that
you're
it's
seeing. Not that they're lying
our
about
technology.
It.
And
the government doesn't want to admit it, or it's a foreign technology that they don't want the pilots to know that we know that they have. It's that kind of thing. That's the skeptical take, not that they're making it up. I don't think that's the case at all.
I am persuaded by the notion that career Air Force people, career military people aren't interested in blowing up their careers and their reputations for an odd peccadillo about claiming that there's UFOs.
Especially given how it's treated.
Right. And there's many normal people who believe they've seen UFOs that kind of keep it under their hat because they know how they're going to be perceived. I know people who privately
there are
have
some people who want to tell you
disclosed
everything about it because it's interesting. But.
Sure. But I know several reasonable people who believe they've had a sighting, but only will tell you very secretively in the hush of night because they know how it makes them look. It is interesting that despite the fact that Leslie Kean says she's not at liberty to disclose who those witnesses are, we will know soon, but she's not at liberty to disclose in that interview at this time, the focus on pilots seems to suggest that at least one of these three witnesses with firsthand experience with UFOs
is in fact
a pilot, which makes sense. And I'm interested in this argument that you see sometimes on these Reddit threads and such about how the reason that we are encountering these things with more frequency, that was a question that you were raising, is because our own technology is coming closer and closer to the alien technology. We have better ability to detect things. We are in the skies more. We are able to fly at faster speeds. We have better camera technology and infrared technology and those sorts of things. And so it's over time increasingly difficult to hide this stuff from the public. And also given the nature of the internet and how information spreads, this isn't a situation where you can just tell some farmer in Iowa that what they saw was a weather balloon. You have to contend with the fact that people have pictures of the thing and that millions of people are going to become aware of it and have skepticism.
Well, especially moving forward. I mean, if we're taking seriously, we should be taking seriously, if we think that there are visitations, there are craft originating on other worlds that are crashing here, there's only going to be, there's so much more video footage. Have you ever seen statistics of like how much of like the country is being recorded at any one time has gone up dramatically.
I can imagine
because of
those ring
surveillance
cameras
and security everywhere. Yeah. People's door cameras, street cameras, people just on their phones just recording all the time. There's going to be more. If this is happening, there's going to be more naturally occurring evidence of it from just people recording more things by default.
Yeah, I found myself.
So they're not going to be able to cover it up forever, is what I'm saying. Right. The government, your day has come.
Yeah, because of this discourse, I found myself thinking about some of my favorite Aliens Are Already Amongst Us movies, and I was watching The Arrival from the 90s with Charlie Sheen, not the more recent Arrival movie. And spoiler alert for a 25-year-old movie, but part of what's so interesting is how as Charlie Sheen starts to catch on to what's going on, and the aliens are trying to get rid of his research, shut him down. He used to work at a NASA or NASA type agency. There's an alien there that ends up firing him. They come to his house when he's not there, and they have a device that basically sucks up all of his research into a little ball and destroys it. And I was thinking about how those efforts might not fly. It might be so much harder rather to suppress him, because ultimately to get his information out there, he has to broadcast to the world by going to a satellite station and putting like a VHS tape in the machine. Sure. Like this conversation he's surreptitiously recorded where they admit everything on tape. Sure. These days, it's a much easier job.
Think of the movie Signs, which is a great movie that had the first glimpse of the alien is at someone's like a kid's birthday party or something, where you just see a grainy image of it and it's horrifying. But it's not like the aliens are starting to infiltrate, and there's not like tons of video footage. Right. There's that one image because recording software cameras is not totally ubiquitous yet. I forget when that movie came out. It was like 2000.
Yeah. These days it would be just an alien fully walking into the middle of one of those like Disney birthday parades where Dora the Explorer is like crunching.
Or your little TikTok. Somebody's doing a TikTok. Hey, 6 fashion tips for you. And
Exactly.
All right. So we don't meet this as a serious subject. We always get a little silly. Well, because there's not enough to say to fill the segment because we haven't seen the testimony yet.
There will be soon. I'm really looking forward to this hearing on the 26th. Come back, stay tuned for that, and we'll have more Rising after this.